Question 9 is an argument part question. The statement that there's no evidence that Bosch was a member of the Brethren figures in which one of the following ways. So this one is not bad. The right answer choice tries to hide a little bit, just a little bit, but I think the wrong ones, A might be attractive, but the wrong ones the others are pretty, they're pretty bad. But anyway, so Fraenger's assertion that the artist Hieronymus Bosch belonged to the Brethren of the Free Spirit, a non-mainstream religious group, that's a mouthful, like a hippie religious group, is unlikely to be correct. Okay, whatever. The point is, the assertion, and if you want to find out more about the assertion, look in here, right? Look after that. It modifies assertion, is unlikely to be correct. That's got to be like the conclusion, right? You got to because it's just too it's just what the LSAT does all the time, right? Like our author says, look, this dude's assertion is wrong, right? What's assertion? That the artist Bosch belonged to blah blah. So okay, well, where are our premises, right? Like it's probably over here. Fraenger's hypothesis explains much of Bosch's unusual subject matter. By the way, if you've never seen a Hieronymus Bosch painting, just look it up on Google. His most famous, I mean, it's nuts. Like this guy's like definitely tripping some, I was going to say LSD, but they didn't have that, but so probably like mushrooms or something. But anyway, so this point here is a concession point, right? This point here is not part of our premise. It's a concession, because if they asked, right, the question, ask about the argument, the role displays, it's a concession point. Right, our author's like, look, Fraenger, your hypothesis, yeah, okay, it explains much of Bosch's unusual subject matter, why he painted all that weird stuff, right? However, and here comes my premises, right? There is evidence, because remember, I'm trying to establish this conclusion, that Bosch was a member of a mainstream church, no evidence that he was a member of the Brethren. So here's the bit that's being asked. So it's just premise, right? Like the simplest way to say it's premise, but of course, you're going to see a lot of stuff, use to support, premise, use to support. Like it's in all the details, right? So it's a premise that, when combined with the other premises, guarantees the falsity of Fraenger's assertion. So here it's pretty attractive, but ultimately you have to deny this answer choice on this word, or rather, sorry, this word guarantees the falsity, right? Guarantees the falsity. Look at the conclusion. Unlikely to be correct. The author doesn't even assert that, it's guaranteed, right? So that's why A's out. It's used to support, so that's fine, right? But you just got to get the claim right, that this bit had better be describing our actual conclusion, but that's not the actual conclusion. Bosch was a member of a mainstream church. That's not, that's this over here, right? This is supposed to be premised to support, not this statement, this is premised to support this statement, right? That Fraenger's assertion is unlikely to be correct, right? Both of these things are premises, right? Look, I have evidence that he's member of a mainstream church, and there is no evidence he was member of this hippie church, right? So, that's not, those two things don't support each other. It's used to dispute Fraenger's hypothesis, very good, by, and this part's wrong, questioning Fraenger's credibility. We're not questioning, you made stuff up in the past, right? It's intended to cast doubt on hypothesis, good, by questioning the sufficiency of the evidence. Yeah, this is just I say D tries to hide a little bit because it's just a sort of weird way of saying, but it's right, right? Like there's no evidence, right? There's not sufficient evidence, right? Questioning sufficient, there's not sufficient evidence, right? So this is good. It's intended to help show that Bosch's choice of subject matter remains unexplained. What? No, come on, that's not right.